I think the movie is questioning, like, what is manhood? What is masculinity? What does it mean to be the man of the house, the protector of the house? And it's interesting to see this little naive kid grow into, like, this hunter.
So fast.
Oh, so fast. And this protector. And it's interesting to see his courage and his bravery.
Right.
And I want to say with the introduction of Cook, you see this juxtaposition, even though we only saw Cook for like 30 seconds, but you see this kind of childlike man.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Where he's like, ah!
Yeah. Where
but like still like killing shit. And,
yeah.
it was cool.
What up, you guys? I'm Imani.
I'm Sachi.
And we're L.A.N Party.
Screaming.
Okay.
I think we got that right.
That was
good. That was a good one.
First take.
Let's go. We
Let's
here.
go.
And today we're going to be talking about 28 years later, as well as like how society kind of consumes dystopian media in general. And then, of course, everything that we're excited to see. There's so much cool movies, shows, anime coming out right now, about to come out. So we're going to touch on that just so, you know, guys get a little preview what we'll be talking about later on.
All right.
So stick around and let's start.
All right. So last week, me and Sachi saw 28 years.
Yes, years.
28 years later. And it was a lot. It was different.
So just the prefix, I have seen the first two movies, but I've seen them years ago. So like, it didn't really matter if I saw it or not. It was a while ago. And
yeah, that was my first. Not only was it my first 28 like franchise into the franchise, it was like my first zombie movie.
For real?
Yeah, except Train to Busan.
Okay, I was about to say, like,
yeah,
I know you see Train to Busan. Everyone got to see Train to Busan.
But I've never seen like World War Z. I've never seen
a really good one.
Dawn of the Dead. None of those. So this was a completely new experience for me.
Okay, so wait, I'm curious on your thoughts specifically.
How did I like it? To be honest, it was a lot for me. It was very different. I felt like when I first saw it, a lot of things went over my head.
Okay.
What I did like was the movie was a beautiful movie. Cinematography was gorgeous. And I felt like there was a story there, but I had a hard time following. Things that I loved personally, because it was my first time. Things that I loved was and this will be spoilers, guys.
Oh yeah, spoilers, guys. It's been out for a while. You should have watched it.
Yeah, it's been out for a month, over a month. But I would say there are things that I love was like the connection to community and family, the connection between the father and the son, and I think even the father and the mother. And it was like I resaw it last night.
Yeah, I remember you were refreshing.
I was refreshing.
Refresh for our notes.
And what I realized, what I didn't catch before is like it was a coming to age film. And I didn't
say that because like the boy really had to like grow up on his own very quickly. Yeah. And I mentioned that too in my notes. Like I really liked, first of all, that actor, forgive me for forgetting your name, but the boy, the actor, the son, amazing acting. I mean, that was a great performance. I think it was very realistic. And I agree. I really liked how they handled family and also the idea of death.
Ooh.
Especially in a society where like it's so common. So you can kind of see how like it was just handled very realistically for that time, in my opinion, in terms of like how it was handled with the mother and things like that, and how the son kind of accepted it, even though like he was sad and he did know, like, you know, like he tried, he brought her out there for all of that. And like, I don't know, I think it was like very realistic for that time period and that like setting.
Yeah, I agree. And I think something that also shook me was I felt like, it's funny, I was watching it with Requel, and when he was watching it, he's like, is this a community of zombies?
Oh, that would be crazy.
Right? And I didn't get it before, but you see that you have this idea of the alpha, like the...
Oh, yes. The actual zombies.
The actual zombies. So like the infection has mutated, and one of the ways it has stayed alive is to get stronger and faster. So it's created this alpha, literally it's the alpha zombie, the alpha male. So it's this idea of you have an alpha male. We also have pregnant zombies.
Yeah, so that's new. That is like a huge lore drop for anyone who's seen the first two movies. Like that was never a thing, and that opens up, and I like that they did that because it opens up so much like more questions of the actual zombies themselves. Like the only thing we knew about this virus was that it was a rage virus. So kind of like rabies. Like it's like you literally get upset So everything is more amplified. Your strength is more amplified. Your anger is more amplified. It's like a rage virus spread by blood, bodily fluids, whatever. So like, I really like that concept too, because I think it's a cooler concept and more realistic concept than like, I don't know, like the half dead slow zombie thing. Like I really like a virus that spreads the idea and the real concept of rage.
Yeah.
That's cool because like I can definitely see that happening, especially in New York.
Especially
the way everyone is upset, especially in Midtown.
And I think it's like something that we deal with a lot as like Americans, as like women,
There's
as
so much going on.
New Yorkers living in such a metropolis. And it's interesting because once you get to the doctor, like once the kid goes on this journey and gets to this doctor, it's like the doctor has this like ethos or this idea of like honoring them and respecting them. And it's this idea that the world sees them as different and as others, but they're not so different as us.
Yeah, because they are us.
They are
like,
us, right?
It's like kind of like animals, the same way like someone would respect animals in the wild. Like they're just going about their day. That is kind of what these zombies have become. And just like you said, like the whole premise of the alpha kind of leading that pack of like zombies that are in that area, and then the pregnant zombie opening up that door to like so much possibilities of, is that baby a zombie
or a cure? That's what I'm thinking.
Exactly. So it's so many questions, which of course this was a part 1.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of shit to see. I'm excited.
And I think like rewatching it, like the pregnancy was very like intentional. Like when I rewatched it, I was like, oh, like this was a very intentional choice. And it's this idea of like bringing humanity back to these beasts. And I think if we're like, I don't mean to get that deep, but I can't help it.
It was beautiful because like the scene where the mom, and mind you, the mom is kind of halfway out of her mind already.
Yeah.
But the fact that she's still there and coherent to see the zombie woman as like, you're just a woman giving birth.
Yeah, you're
like,
just,
hold onto my hand.
You're just a woman giving birth.
And it's literally like a rabid zombie. And it was kind of beautiful. Like a lot of those like moments of, like you said, humanizing them. I think that's what made this like one very sad, but also like a very beautiful story and setup for what's about to come. I think the next movie is going to be way more following the first film, where it's like kind of just straight action and things happening and bang bang bang.
So how it was, to my knowledge, I don't know much, but it was completely different from like the first films. How did you like the change of pace, the change of setting?
It was very slower. So like the first film, they're in the city. Well, not they. He's in the city for the most part until he runs into other survivors. And at the end of that film, they make it out to like more of the countryside where the virus hasn't gotten yet. But that was only 28 days.
Yeah.
And then 28 weeks, that's the one I like barely remember because I watched that I think once. It wasn't my favorite. I believe they were also in the city because that's when they were like fighting in this like apartment situation. So like the change of pace of seeing it like out into the country, seeing this also like how humanity has survived. Remember we were saying it gives us very like The Last of Us vibes, how they made their own human village and it's like separated completely from what's going on the mainland. I think again that's realistic.
Yeah, and that was a lot for me to take in because I was just very confused. I was just like, it was like, is this the end of the world? And then you realize, no, they're isolated.
Yeah, they have their own thing going on and they are aware of the zombies, but they've made their own, just again like The Last of Us, where it's like, that's happening, but we're still gonna thrive. We're still gonna have parties. We're still gonna have kids growing up and going out to hunt and having that tradition.
Yeah.
Sense of tradition.
Which I honestly loved. I think there were obviously aspects of the community that was airy and hard to see. Like, just like, like you have to celebrate death in a zombie apocalypse.
Right.
These kids get introduced to these things like so young and
very young.
Death and the macabre and all these dark things are a part of their lives. But it was also beautiful to see the happiness in it and to see the hope. And it's like one of my favorite scenes is when and I know it's traumatic for the little boy, but it's when he comes back and they're celebrating
and they have
his success.
And
they're
like,
drinking.
I just almost died, but thank you.
It was hard to take because it's like you see his trauma and you see like he's not well. As a kid, I think the director does that very well to see like as a kid, he's just absorbed so much and he's not handling it. But as an adult, it's like, you made it through. Like, this is such a celebration.
I'm over here living out in the wilderness, making my own fish. And it's like, really, again, good pacing and setup for the next part. Because at the end, we see that kind of cult group of survivors come and save him.
Yeah,
And then
I'm so
obviously we're gonna
excited.
see him like go off with them and see what more they're about. And I realized, because I watched a YouTube video, shout out to that one video, that the kid who, I mean, not the kid, the guy who came back at the end, that's what's his face from Sinners.
Yeah. And Cook from Skins.
And Cook from Skins. So that's his character. He's always gonna be Cook from Skins for me. But and I just know his acting and just I feel like we're gonna see Cook
Me too.
play
Yeah.
like
that chaotic.
that personality. I feel like we're gonna see Cook in that next part. So I'm really excited to see him like draw back into that type of just chaotic.
Would you say Cook was chaotic good?
Yeah, he was chaotic good. He was way more chaotic than good. He was chaotic. But like we're just gonna see that like very like UK punky Cook, Skins UK Cook, which I'm excited for. But I like that like that's how they introduced him back. So Cook,
It's Jimmy. His name's Jimmy. Or
Jimmy.
Jim.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, because they're all Jimmys.
Yeah.
Like that's their cult. It's like a thing. That's the kid from the first part of the movie, the kid who the preacher saves and puts him underneath. So that's him. So that was a nice little like roundabout way to be like, okay, well, he survived. That's cool. I'm excited.
And also, that's what confused me too when I first watched it, because you have the intro scene with Jimmy as a kid, and it shows basically when the infection first hit, and then you see him introduced after, and I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
But also another thing is that dead body who they found in the church that was hanging.
Yeah.
It had Jimmy.
Carved in it. And
carved
there's another
in it.
scene where it's like graffiti on, I think, the first house, and it says like something with Jimmy was here, something to that effect.
It references the coming of Christ, because that preacher in the first, we're just going mad deep.
No, but
that,
true,
that preacher in the first scene, basically when Jimmy runs away from his home that's been affected, he runs into church.
Yes.
And he runs into a preacher, which I didn't know at the time, but it's his father.
Yeah.
And his father thinks that it's revelation that
so
Jesus
like,
is coming.
They're here. And take me. Hope that could lead them to salvation, even though now you're a zombie too. So I don't know how that works.
No, literally, absolutely, he's off. So I guess that had it imprinted on Jimmy, like this way of thinking, and you're throughout the film, you're seeing like little Easter eggs of who this new antagonist is going to be. Like, you see the way he thinks. He's a cult leader. He probably thinks he's the next coming of Christ. He's evil, vindictive.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. And also, like, they are mirroring, because you see they all had to have, like, the same haircuts and everything. There's, like, a UK TV personality who was, like, very big on TV back in those days. And, like, you see, like, at the beginning where the kids are, like, watching Teletubbies at the start. So it's, like, kind of noted that, like, Jimmy grew up watching TV and probably following this one TV host, and that's where the whole Jimmy, like the TV host name was Jimmy as well. So that's kind of where this whole like Jimmy cult comes from. They probably don't know any other type of media too, because those kids were just in whatever little apartment they were in before the zombies came and stuff. But I'm really excited for part 2. But part 1 was nice. I like the pacing. I like the different type of pacing. I like the way that they shot like the kill shots because they used a lot of like iPhone stuff. So it was like choppy, which kind of drew back to that first film where like the camera work was kind of like choppy but realistic, and like almost like found footage, but not so much found footage, just a more shaky camera.
No, it was very beautiful. I would say at first, like the kills, like the way they did the kills, it kind of reminded me of like gaming.
Yeah, it was like a kill cam, and like the director spoke kind of on that, like they wanted to shoot it kind of like a, you know, in a chaotic, like you don't really know what's going on, but you see it and it's like shows it again kind of thing. Yeah. It's fun.
And I think it also mimicked like anxiety a little bit. Like the idea of like how you see things or process things in that moment can be kind of static.
Exactly. Very choppy, very like sudden. Yeah. Facts.
It did a great job of pulling.
And I know you went to go see the movie specifically for Craven.
Yeah.
And Craven wasn't much in it, but he was there.
Yeah. Don't go to a movie for the actor.
Because you never know.
Because you never know. Just go for the plot. But I would say, like, getting into favorite characters, he was definitely one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
I think that I didn't resonate with the kid. I think it was hard for him to I think after that trauma he went to, he started to view Craven. We're gonna call him Craven because we don't know his name. Sorry. We started to view Craven as basically an embellisher, a liar, a cheater.
Yeah, because he saw that one thing, which I will say again, which is why I really like this movie, because I keep going back to the word realistic. I feel like it's realistic. The way the father felt was realistic. And I'm the only one going to say his feelings were also valid.
Valid. You took that out my mouth.
You're dealing with your wife who has cancer. You know there's no way to cure her. You know you're dealing with this crazy world. There's not much you can do. And it's like just finding little things of joy. Like you just brought your son out on his first hunt and you came back, y'all are both alive. And like seeing, even the son, seeing him and catching him and feeling like so betrayed and so hurt. It's like, oh no, but like he's going through stuff too. Like life is hard for everyone.
Yeah,
like,
no, I think that's very beautiful. And at the time when I first watched the movie, I didn't get it. I was just like, this escalated.
Yeah, like this is random.
This is random. It was. It felt very random. And I think you hit it on the nail as this but you see, I didn't understand that this was the kid's story.
Yeah.
And not Craven's story. So I was just like, this kid is doing the most. Like, he's doing the most. But I think it's like his journey of understanding like your heroes are not your heroes.
Yeah, exactly. And like, kind of, like you said, coming of age. So like stepping up into your own hero. He's like, oh, dad, this is what you focused on? Okay, well, I'm going to take mom and I'm going to figure this out. Like,
yeah, and I think, absolutely. And I think it's such a commentary on like masculinity and manhood and what makes a person of man. Because Craven was my favorite character, but he was a great hunter, but he couldn't really face, you know, like we said, the death. Like he didn't know how to face death and he didn't know how to deal with it. But you have this little boy who becomes this, he wasn't good, I think, as a protector, I would argue.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. But he put his mom in so much more danger than she needed to be and ended up kind of killing her.
But
prematurely.
Prematurely.
kind of.
It's even that. But what I would say, it's kind of like in his own little way, like he was trying to be a man. Like it was like to be a man is like to save my mom.
Yeah, 1000%. Especially after you saw what his dad was doing. He's like, okay, you're not serious.
You're not serious. Like, you're not gonna save her. So I have to do anything I can to save her.
Even
and
though
I think
he didn't understand like what was going on. Like there is no cure. There is no way to save her. Like it is kind of just a ticking time thing. But
he
stepped up.
He stepped up, and I think it's really big on like, no, you hit on the nail. Like, what is man? Like, what? I mean, we're all women, so take this with a grain of thought. But of a grain of salt. But I think the movie is questioning like, what is manhood? What is masculinity? What does it mean to be the man of the house, the protector of the house? And it's interesting to see this little naive kid grow into like this hunter.
So fast.
Oh, so fast. And this protector. And it's interesting to see his courage and his bravery.
Right.
And I want to say with the introduction of Cook, you see this juxtaposition, even though we only saw Cook for like 30 seconds, but you see this kind of childlike man.
Exactly.
Right?
Where he's like, but like still like killing shit. And like, it was cool. Facts.
And then like you juxtapose him to this like mature boy.
Right.
Which is what I'm excited
to grow up too fast.
Who had to grow up too fast. So I'm excited to see how that dynamic will play in part 2.
And I think the writing did it very well where it's like it really showed you, like it displays the world of how fast this boy had to get serious and grow up and really just, this is what I'm doing now type shit. Like he came, he dropped off the baby. He didn't even stay to like be with his dad or nothing. He just dropped the baby off, hung it up on the thing and went back. And he's like, this is my life now. Like who knows if he's like chilling with the doctor still, or the doctor didn't die at the end, right?
No, the doctor's a real one.
Yeah, the doctor's a real one. We thought he was a little crazy. I mean, he is a little off, but
he's a little off.
He seems like a good person to have around.
Yeah.
Like he knows these zombies, he got names for them. Like, like, you know, Tarzan, like you grow up in the wild and like you become kind of, they respect you, you respect them kind of thing.
I want to say like what I didn't appreciate then that I appreciate now is kind of like, especially going through like the trauma we went through and with the vid and things of that nature. I think like I really appreciate the movie's commentary on community and like us needing to stick together to basically survive the things out there. Because it's funny, when you meet the soldier, he's all about just survival and staying to himself.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's the thing that gets him killed, you know? And I think I also appreciate the commentary on like the others. Like we look at others as like inhumane and we judge them and we run from them. But I love this idea is that it's kind of like, you know, like we're all one.
Yeah. And it's more of them than us at that point too, in that world. So it's like, we're the others, actually. Like, they're just again, I like compare it to like animals. Like, you go out into the jungle, you're the other.
Yeah, you're on their
you're
territory.
the one who don't belong. So I think, like I said, like I think 28, like that whole franchise, the 28 later franchise does very good with humanizing zombies and also showing like what society realistically would look like.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because like getting into what we want to talk about in terms of like how our society right now takes in that type of media. It's interesting because it's like, I can't imagine today's society coming together for like anything, which is scary.
Yeah, for sure. It's very sad. I think after the pandemic, there was like this moment of like unity.
Yeah.
But I think
we're very small.
Yeah. And then I think after it, there was a huge separation again.
Right.
Which is sometimes hard to watch, which is why I'm like, oh, I'm happy like we have this to show us like, how would it look if we're in this scenario?
Very true. And I think, again, that's why those type of shows and series do well, because when they first drop, that sense of community really just is everyone watching this at the same time and everyone going, like, for instance, when Squid Games dropped, we're all watching Squid Games together, like, this is what I would do, this is what I wouldn't do, So, like, it brings us together for a little bit. But then...
So, you love dystopians, right? You love Squid Games, you love Severance. What else are you watching?
Paradise was really good. All of them, really. I love all of them. I love the Westworld, even though that fell off. It just sucks when they fall off. But yeah, I like good dystopians. Black Mirror, yada yada.
Yeah. So why do you enjoy watching dystopians?
I think that it mirrors our society today. I feel like I watch a lot of shows now, and it's like before, like, let me see, maybe like in 2010 and back, we would watch a lot of dystopian films and be like, oh, that's so funny, that's so future, that's so like, the world is gonna look like this 10,000 years from now or whatever. And it's like, fast forward just a few years, now you watch it and it's like, oh, like that can definitely happen. I use the thing with Black Mirror, like, season by season, Black Mirror varies. Sometimes it's like really peak, sometimes it's whatever. But the episodes that always stand out are the episodes that are the most realistic. So I know one of the first big episodes was the girl who had to get like the ratings.
The credit one, yeah.
The credit one. And it's like, people reference that all the time now. And like, that is how we live in society. Some people don't get hired if they don't have a certain rating. Yeah. Like, workers don't get tips if they don't have a certain, so it's like everything working on that.
You can't get a house, you can't get a
yeah,
apartment,
exactly. So it's just so like, I feel like I like the way it's kind of like holding up a mirror to society, hopefully trying to warn us to stay away from this in terms of like Squid Games and things like that, or the more extreme ones. Yeah, like
what kills me about Squid Games is kind of how the point went over.
Especially if you watch the last season.
Did they lose the plot?
They lost the plot so bad to the point where the ending, there is no plot. I actually did a poll to see like how many people were still watching Squid Games. And I was like, did you finish Squid Games? Please vote. So 39% of people finished Squid Games. 31% were still watching it, but 30% also gave up after season 1.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's a story where it was kind of like lightning in a bottle, but it was because of the story. Like, why would this happen again? So that was a lot of people's problem with the new season. It was like, why would he go back? He was supposed to go back to try and end the games.
Yeah.
Do you care about spoilers?
Oh, no.
Okay,
I already
sorry,
know everything.
Spoilers. Okay, yeah.
I know Thanos.
Oh, yeah, I love Thanos. Shout out Thanos. But another thing, too, they killed off all the characters that we would care about, like, literally. But yeah, so he goes back, and like, you would think, okay, him going back and trying to actually stop the games from the inside this time sounds cool. That plan fails, and then he just gives up. And then at the very, very end, the last episode where you think like, okay, how is he gonna redeem himself, or how is this all gonna get exposed? Because they're like also in the midst of getting to the island and exposing the entire games in general to the public. Nothing. It just blows up. Everyone dies. They did nothing with the special guests, like the rich people who were just sitting around giving their commentary on the games and like dictating what happens in the games. Those guests, they brought nothing to the show. None of them had a change of heart. None of them had a moment of like, maybe I shouldn't do this, which you can argue is realistic for like evil rich people, I guess. Like it is realistic, but they escape. Everyone who should have gotten some sort of payback escapes or like dies in a way that like didn't matter.
I'm sure you know, but I think the backstory to Squid Games was that there was only supposed to be one season.
Yes.
And then Netflix really tried to like...
Yes. And
that's why I think the creators was like, I want this to end.
Y'all probably can't see this. We'll blow it up and edit. But like, there's a cinematic universe. So...
that Netflix is trying to create? Oh.
Like, so they're trying to do Squid Games USA, which we saw at the end of this last season. That's what they're gearing up for. Squid Games based in America. One of the daughters, actually, I think it's his daughter. She lives in America right now. They're gearing up for Squid Games USA for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So that was the meme, like, why are they playing the Korean game in America? Like, why would it be that game that they're playing? Squid Game World, Squid Game 1987, which to me is the only one I'm interested in because I would love to see how this even started. Like, lore whore here. I want to know how this started.
Lore
Give us that.
Wait, so you're a prequel ass girly?
I love any type of information on the why kind of thing. So I love a prequel. I love a sequel, but I love a prequel. And then
nice.
Squid Games 28th. So it's like literally they're doing this cinematic universe. I don't think it's gonna work. I think they're forcing it. I think they're juicing it.
It's giving Stranger Things. You know?
Yeah, where it's like we're on I think the last season came out and no one cares.
No one cares.
The kids are like 30.
Yeah.
Now.
So the trailer for the new thing just dropped, and I
Stranger Things.
Things, and I heard no buzz about it. Like,
nope.
Yeah. I would say like one of the things that frustrated me the most, it's funny, I saw a TikTok on it and I think they were like, I think for Squid Games, people love the games. Like they just love the games. Like,
and the
forget
games
the
weren't
commentary.
even that great this season too. So it's like all the things that people watch for, the characters they want to root for, killed them all off in like one episode.
Yeah.
Which was like the writers, I don't know what that episode was, but why would we continue watching after you kill off the trans woman who was protecting the baby, the older woman's son, and the girl who was pregnant had the baby, she's dead next episode. Who are we supposed to vote for? Who are we supposed to root for? Like, what is this?
Yeah. Why am I watching? And I think for me, like the reason why I never watched Squid Games is because the way that you love that it's a reflection of our society, like I hate. Like it feels, you know, it fills me with such dread. Cause I think like me and you, we like, luckily I don't think either of us is in crazy debt, but it's like this idea where it's like, to risk your life to be like, what is it, a millionaire? Or is it even like a billionaire?
Like billions, yeah.
And it's the billions, right? And it's this idea that we live in a society that's so like broken and so damaged that people will willingly like risk their lives to be
And this actually happened too in Korea. There's like, there was like an actual real Squid Games thing happening. Obviously didn't get as far as it did in Squid Games, the show, but
allegedly.
Like, allegedly, right. But there is a story of like people signing up and being bunked into there's picture. It's a whole thing. Yeah, no, it's scary, but I guess that's why it's like, for me, I'm like,
love it.
Ooh, humans suck.
Yeah. And I think that's what kills me when watching like the Squid Game reality TV show.
Oh yeah,
You've seen that? And I think like, I haven't seen it, but I've heard that it's just awful. Like I heard it's bad, but it's awful in the terms of they take the worst people in the worst situations in life, and you're seeing their heartbreaking stories and how they're like trying to like get this money, and it's like y'all totally missed the point. Like y'all missed the beat.
Which is
like,
what a lot of people were saying. I would agree with that. I would say making a real Squid Game show is missing the point. I understand like it's like any game show with obstacles and stuff, cool, but like The same way like people don't like the Mr. Beast games and stuff. I will play devil's advocate though. Because
you like the Mr. Beast game?
No, it's not even that I like it. It's just more so of like everyone's saying this is so evil. How could this happen? Da da da. But it's like these people are willing participants at the end of the day. And I'm not saying like they're willing participants where it's like, oh, they don't need the money. We all need the money. But they chose to do this, be filmed on TV, produced. Like it's not as evil as I've seen some takes that it's like, how can Mr. Beast Mr. Beast didn't kidnap, like,
but I think
they're getting kidnapped in Squid Games. Like, they're literally...
but I think, like, that's the point, right? It's the point that it's like, these people are so desperate. Because this ain't Love Island, right?
Yeah, true.
They're not doing this for fame. They're not doing this for love. Like, they are so...
I think some of them are doing it for fame.
Yeah.
Okay, there's some characters on the season, like, at least the Thanos season. Yeah, some Thanos, exactly. Like, there are real Thanoses out there.
Even, like, the idea that you would subject yourself to such, like, I haven't seen the Mr. Beast game, so I don't know how bad it is.
It's the same thing as the Netflix thing.
Yeah.
It's, again,
except people aren't dying.
It doesn't need to be a thing. It's, like, redundant. It's, again, they're juicing it. And I think virality, which I guess we can touch on too, is ruining media so badly.
Yeah, everything we consume, and not just media, I would say music too.
Yeah,
It's about like what hits, what pops, what people
no one
will
cares
like.
about anything 10 minutes after it's out. I saw, dang, I lost my train of thought, but there was something. Oh yeah, so the Odyssey movie from Christopher Nolan, he's releasing an Odyssey movie. They dropped pre-sale tickets earlier this week. That movie does not come out till next year.
Yeah.
So they dropped tickets for the 70mm viewing and the IMAX viewing. They're sold out, and people are reselling those movie tickets for $300.
See, I didn't know people like the Odyssey that much.
People like Christopher Nolan.
Oh, okay.
I love him too, but like, why go through all of that just because you know that it's a money grab, and you know that when the movie's actually out, they're going to re-release a 70mm and an IMAX viewing.
Yeah.
Same thing with Sinners. This is the last week Sinners is in, and then they release another viewing. So
that's why Sinners was out for that long. I was like, damn,
because it was, and I get it. It's like making money, and I love that Sinners was in the movies for that long too. That's a big problem. Yeah, they're taking movies out of the theaters way too quickly. But just that FOMO culture, the capitalism culture of like consume, like people are buying tickets for a movie that comes out next year. You used to be able to go to the theater, just go to the theater and buy a ticket. You got to pre-book tickets and stuff. Like, it's so, I think it's ruining it. So I think when it comes to like Squid Games, like, and like Stranger Things.
It takes the joy out of it. And I think it takes like the arts. I don't know. It takes like the, I don't know, the I can't find a word. It starts with a V, but it takes like I guess the art out of that.
Yeah, just like the effort that it made to make it. They're kind of just like, now it's out. Consume it.
Yeah, merch to the next thing.
Yeah, and then they're like juicing every last dollar. And it's like Squid Games was really good. It was like the biggest Netflix show in the world at a point. Like, and that's great. Again, lightning in a bottle. Yeah, it's sad
what
to see.
It became deeply. Deeply. It's sad to see that Netflix forced more seasons.
Yeah.
Was it worth it to see Thanos? Because everything I saw online was funny. Like
Thanos was I think season 2.
They should have slowed down.
Yes,
they should have took a break.
Good, but
then
also season 2 and 3 should be watched immediately after each other. I think that also threw it off. Like, a lot of people did watch season 2, did enjoy season 2. Season 2 actually was pretty good. But then there was like this big break, and then the first episode of season 3 is literally like the night after the last episode of season 2.
Yeah.
So it should have been maybe season 2 part 2 kind of thing, but they just lost the plot in season 3, and it just goes to show you that they're kind of just dragging it. Yeah, like they just want the views. They just want it to stay viral. There was no viral GIFs or memes of this season, so that's how you know. That's like the temperature check. Like, no one was watching this. So season 2, we saw Thanos everywhere. Like, the fact you even know who Thanos is like
couldn't get away from him. You know,
you couldn't name any character from this season 3, like besides the pregnant girl who had the baby and then died. It's like, so what? Like,
what's the point?
What's the point?
How does watching, like, consuming these dystopian things, how does it affect how you navigate your day-to-day life? What's your favorite one? Because we've seen like you have Squid Game, Severance.
I think Severance is such a great
commentary.
and commentary on work life, because that's all we do as humans. So like that procedure of like, let me sever my brain, shut my day life, real life brain off to go to work just to get my check and then turn it back on. Like, again, that's something I can see realistically happening in like 10 years, not even that far into the future.
And it's crazy because I work in the restaurant industry. Like that's my day job. And I'm a host, right? Yeah. I'm a host at a restaurant. And it's funny because Severance is a commentary on 9 to 5.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
But it's so funny. And I've never seen Severance, but because like I don't like dystopians, but I know the tea because I can't watch it, but I watch some YouTube videos and
you get the lore.
I get the lore and I read everything. And it's funny because that's literally, it was shocking to see and to read about because that's literally what I do in my day life.
Right.
I enter a door and I have to shut off parts of my humanity.
Everyone that has that full-time 9 to 5, like it's that.
To be able to survive.
Exactly. Just keep going, keep going, keep going.
And I think it's a really great commentary on what capitalism does to a human.
Yeah.
Like to be able to make money, I have to shut off parts of myself. I have to take out my humanity. Even there are many times at work where I just want to cry, and even things like emotion is considered unprofessional.
A lot of people forgot the real reason why Mark S. went through with the procedure in the first place was because his wife died. Died. Like his wife died. He didn't want to think about that anymore. So he's like, okay, at least during my work hours, these whatever 12 hours I'm here, whatever, I can just work and not think about that. So you bring up the whole emotional aspect. It's true. Like I can't turn my brain off while I'm at work. You can't turn your brain off while you're at work. So it's like having to deal with, like people be at the register breaking up with their, like, it's crazy to think that that's how we just function as humans.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that we can't, like, it's crazy to see the way capitalism takes away the humanity out of everything. Because I think that's the overarching tone. I haven't seen, like, Paradise.
Paradise is more end of the world kind of situation. Just very, very quick synopsis. The government is in on a world-ending event that's about to happen. So they build this whole underground city that literally looks like you're up there reflecting. But it gets out that like the government been new and like only certain people were allowed into the city. And so I like things like that. Like that's more conspiracy theory stuff, which I'm also a very big fan of.
But it's just, I think that's the overarching topic. Even this is a throwback, but even Hunger Games, I like to say a lot.
Exactly.
When I was
like the first. Yeah. Like
and it came out when I was a kid and I was just like, Team PETA, right? Or who was the other one? PETA, or, and it's kind of, who was the other one?
Katniss, PETA.
And Gail?
District,
Yeah, Team PETA, Team Gail. Yeah. And it wasn't until I get older, like I just see like, the districts all the time, and it's very hard to watch. It's very hard to consume. I didn't know at the time, but Hunger Games was made during the Iraq War.
Yeah.
The author was flipping through the TV and it was about the desensitization. Like 1 minute it's like a reality TV show, and the next minute they're covering Iraq. And I think and I see it a lot. I see it a lot in like the war that's happening all the time in Congo and Palestine.
Current right now. Literally.
Very current.
Look at the whole Love Island. Just 2 weeks ago, it's Love Island, but it's like you also on the news.
Yeah, on the news. And I think like what all these medias is talking about is basically the way capitalism desensitizes us and take away the humanity of us, whether it's Squid Games, whether it's Severance. And I think bringing it back a little bit to 28 days later, I think it's interesting that something so horrific can happen
and cause that humanity
and cause that humanity to come back, and that community
just like COVID.
Just like what?
The COVID situation.
Yeah,
that's
just
exactly
like
what happened.
Just like the COVID situation.
We have to learn the hard way as humans. It was what it looks like.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as humans, we got to learn the hard way for us to be like, oh yeah, we should totally care about each other.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's why.
And it also makes you slow down too. Like, okay, wait, because again, you're day to day, 9 to 5, every day. But then something in the world happens, and you're like,
you have to
let me
take
stop,
a breath.
right, and look around. Who's here? Who needs help? So
yeah, yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah, like care about each other now.
Care about each other. Do you have anything like you want to talk about in terms of I know we're gonna talk about like what we want to see, but I think in terms of like 28 Days or Dystopians. Or
I'm just really excited for part 2, and also I want to say that I think that genre of media, whether it's a show or a movie or even video games, I think.
Do you play Dystopian? Like, did you play Last of Us?
I didn't play The Last of Us, but I know all the lore kind of things. So I watched the videos on it, but and I watched the show.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why it resonates so virally, because most of those are like all viral hits,
deeply,
is because of how realistic it is. And then Severance hits the peak of viralness because it's realistic. We all connect to work in. It's our life, but that science fiction element kind of pushes it, which is why I think like Black Mirror stands out, because I think we can all relate to dystopian stuff. But when it comes to like the science fiction part, it kind of gives it that more fantasy where we can watch it as a show.
Yeah.
As compared to like, dang, this is actually my life.
And you know, I think I didn't get into it, but I think that's why I didn't like, that's why I don't, not 28 years. I think in hindsight, rewatching it, I think it was great. But I think in terms of like the Severances, the Squid Games, like because you have that scientific, fantastical element, I think sometimes it's very hard for the watcher to turn their brain off.
Yes.
And not realize, hey, this is my life.
Right.
And I think that's one of the most heartbreaking things. And I think that's why like I specifically hated Squid Games, because it's like, oh, y'all clearly didn't get the point.
Yeah, the fact that they did the show. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know why y'all would want to bring Squid Games into real life, but I think like that's like the most heartbreaking thing. Like people don't see like the districts in the world we live in. People don't see the way people have to shut off parts of their brain. That's so sad to have to shut off parts of yourself to be able to get through your day to day.
Which is what a lot of people do today. So it's like, oh, that's me. But at least like my boss isn't trying to, I don't know, clone me or put me on a testing floor or whatever they're really doing.
Or at least I don't have to undergo a procedure.
Yeah.
At least, you know, at least, you know, and a virus isn't. I wonder, because I didn't watch these things, I wonder how it was for many people when the vid came, when it was like, oh,
literally.
We're in a movie.
At that point, I think those media kind of served as more of distractions.
Yeah.
Just like Love Island. Like, it's like this hive mind consensus of like, okay, we all know what's happening in the real world, but this show's really, really cool, and it's distracting me, and I am a puppy with like some shiny keys in front of me. Like, that's how I feel like everyone's kind of consuming or being able to like, turn their brain off from what's really happening and whatever they're going on in their day life. Because I know, like, just how I was saying, the most viral episodes of Black Mirror, for instance, the last season of Black Mirror, the first episode, Common People, it touches on like how everything's a subscription, how we don't really own anything, how because everything's a subscription, they can just raise the price each time, and what the husband then has to do to get money to help his wife. Not gonna spoil it, but like it's a really, really good episode, and it's a very realistic episode. All the comments I saw was like, this is real life. This is what they're doing, especially with the whole subscription thing.
Well, what do you think about that in terms of Black Mirror? Because in the beginning, I think it was more like insinuated.
Way more sci-fi.
Yeah, way more sci-fi. But I think in the current, it's like the creators are like hitting you over the head. Like,
I think they feel like they have to do a job. Which is true, though.
I like that.
I like it, too. And I feel like in terms of, like, holding up a mirror to society, I think Black Mirror has actually, like, I know, like, the whole point was, like, the Black Mirror of all our screens and stuff. So it's kind of gotten away a bit from, like, so inherently technical. Yeah, and now it's, like, literally, this is what's going on. Like, you guys have a subscription right now that just went up in price, and now you can't, now there's ads on this, and now you have to keep, like, it's so realistic.
Do you like that they made it realistic, or do you think?
Because I think it's easier for people to connect and make that connection out loud, like, with their friends at the water cooler. Like, isn't it crazy how everything is a subscription? Because now it's like we consume so fast and so much, it's like we don't even think about the fact of, like, Uber's getting ridiculously expensive, and they're not even paying their workers as much as they should be, type thing. So it's like it kind of makes that connection. If you have media literacy, it gives you that connection.
Do you think we have become desensitized, and do you think like the pandemic has changed how we consume this dystopian media, or honestly any hard time we've been in?
Right. Yeah, I think so, and I think because like we've been through something, it's easy to compare it to it. Yeah, and a lot of things. And I think we've definitely desensitized for sure. It's not good. It is not good. I don't know the solution, and I won't stop watching dystopian stuff. But
no, you shouldn't.
It is not good. It's very desensitized. We want everything fast. We want everything now. Even in terms of like stories, like people don't even want a slow episode of something. Like even with Severance, like the one episode that was way more like lore and background based, everyone hated. And I was just like, dang, like you guys need, again, it's the shiny keys. Like you guys need it now. And that's that capitalistic consumer mind that hive mind.
Takes away the art and from everything.
Yeah, for sure.
And I would admit, even for me, watching 28 Years Later, like it's a really slow film because it's two parts. And I think coming out of it, like you loved it. And you were like, oh, this is amazing. And I felt like coming out of it, I was like when we get into the point. I remember being like, well, slow. We have a second part. Yeah. But I think, you know, in hindsight, rewatching it, I appreciate that
like world building.
That world building and that beauty that takes the time to like,
again, humanizing the humans of that time, the zombies, the whole story. But yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so rapid fire. What are you excited to see? What's coming up?
Rapid fire. God, I know we talked about this, but now I feel put on the spot. In terms of anime, I'm excited to watch Sakamoto Days. Yes. That's coming out. That's new. What do you have? I have a list. I gotta go to my list real quick.
I am watching the new season of Dandadan. Exciting. I haven't started the new season, the new part of Sakamoto Days yet. I know I'm horrible. I'm behind in the manga too. Don't shoot me.
Luckily, it just came out because I feel you there.
And in terms of movies, I really want to see the new Superman. I know you saw it. Any quick words?
He's hot.
Nice.
No, seriously. He's really hot. No, Superman was amazing. I really, really loved it. I remember watching Man of Steel, and even though he's also hot in Man of Steel, I remember just not being like, this isn't my Clark Kent, but it really wasn't. And it was amazing to see a lovely, lovable, compassionate, caring, deeply empathetic,
like real Superman.
Clark Kent. Yeah. So go to the theaters and watch it. I'll watch it again, and I'm very excited for this new universe that James Gunn is gonna create.
I can't wait to talk about it.
And he's hot. Oh
yes.
God, so hot.
And then for me, Gen V, waiting for that to come back. The Boys, I think they either just wrapped filming or about to start filming for the new season. Really excited. All the fun, gory HBO stuff. I need it, even though that's a Prime thing. But speaking of Prime, Invincible.
Really?
I need Invincible back.
So
I think it's coming back next month.
You know, I don't watch The Boys or Invincible.
Oh,
I need to start.
Yeah, it's very gory, but I like that. Yeah, I'm like, I like all the bad stuff.
Sometimes, like, I just don't watch the first season, and then after that, it just feels very overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a lot of things to catch up on.
It feels like a lot. So for me, I'm not so sure I have shows, but off the bat, I do want to. I haven't seen. These are old and new. I haven't seen Final Destinations. It's still in the theater in New York City, so I do want to watch that. Really I do really want to watch I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh, yes.
I want to hate watch it because I don't think we need one, but it's out in the theater and I got time, so why not?
It's been a while, right? Since the first one.
And the first one is so epic. It has an amazing cast and it's really good. And
speaking of horrors, Weapons, that's the one I'm really excited for, where the kids disappear.
Oh, I haven't
from
heard
the town.
About that.
Oh my God, it's coming out next month. It's like the most anticipated horror film coming out.
I'm excited.
Weapons, yes. Can't wait. That will be talked about.
I think that's all I have for horror. I've heard fantastic things about Jurassic World.
Oh yeah.
For some reason.
The trailer looked really good. It looked like they were getting back to the like roots of like what Jurassic Park is supposed to look like and feel like. Like it looked more danger and
thriller.
Yeah, more thriller, like action.
Yeah, more actiony. Someone said it's the best Jurassic Park movie since Jurassic Park.
Yeah, excited for that.
We love that for them. So I'm excited for that. There's a Squid Games movie. not Squid Games, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh yes. Oh my God.
right
I
now.
cannot wait for that. No, Demon Slayer.
And Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, really?
Both.
It's a JJK movie? That's crazy. So I'm really excited for the Demon Slayer movie coming out in September. That trailer was so hype. Zenitsu looks like he's about to F shit up. I cannot wait to see that.
I fell off on Demon Slayer, but I also fell off on JJK. No excuse for JJK. It's bad. I need to catch up.
Yes, for
I'm
sure.
really
Especially
excited.
the last 2 seasons of both of those. I'll say Demon Slayer last season was kind of slow until like the last 2 episodes, and then it was just like, this is the best thing ever. Like it was mad hype. It was just all hype.
You're inspiring me.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Excited. We like anime.
We like anime, and I think that's it. Wait, I have a little bit others, and for movies I have seen because I've been watching things. I've seen Superman. I've seen F1.
Oh yeah, I want to see F1 so bad.
Shocking. It was great. Yeah, no, I came for Pitt and I stayed for Idris.
Yeah.
Basically, F1 was a lot of fun. I also saw The Materialist, which was
okay.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay.
I had fun.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
Yeah. Any
Sorry,
shows you're watching right now? Reality
shows?
TV?
No, because Love Island's done, so.
Man, I just feel I've never felt so out of the loop in my life.
It was the most viralist season they've had, so you're fine. But yeah, so at least now you guys know what to look forward to, what we're gonna be chatting about next, all those shows. Oh, I'm actually watching the Apothecary Diaries. It's an anime, very good. It won some awards. It should have won more awards at the anime awards, but whatever. Crunchyroll.
Like you're angry about that.
A little, because Solo Leveling is not that good. But anyway,
okay, hot take.
Yes,
hot take.
And we will end on that note before I get canceled.
But yeah, thank you, Sachi.
Of course, thank you.
Tell the people at home where they can find you.
You guys can find me at Chibithought with a 0 on Instagram and Twitter. My Twitch and my YouTube is Local Magical Gal, GAL. I will be at the Kage Kickback Mario Party event this Saturday, and I'll be around.
Yeah. My name is Imani. You can find me at Blessed Rose. We will put the hashtags right below us. And of course, you could catch us both of us always doing L.A.N Party content.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Oh, in the comments, what you want them to say in the comments?
Comment what movies you guys are excited to see and what movie you think is the best so far for this year. I feel like we've had so much releases this year and it's July.
I know.
So it's like, what do you think is your favorite? Because I mean, we got blockbusters. Like it's a back to back to back.
And lastly, tell us your favorite of the trilogy of the 28.
Oh yeah,
trilogy.
Which 28 years, weeks, days do you like the most?
All right.
I'm curious.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Yay!
Yay! All right. We got to go. You
Yeah.
run. Okay.